are rolling. Hello, fellow fairies. It's She the Writer here again. Late once again. Overwhelmed by both physical ailments and other things which tend to overwhelm. Tonight we'll look at a production notebook. Let me see if I can adjust this light. So I use several notebooks for my productions. I keep one for the set that has the screenplay in it, and then I have some for post-production. This one is for post-production, and some for pre-production. And I'm hoping someday soon to go into more detail about all of that in a little production series. This is a Miquelrius. Can we see that? It's a European company. It's spelled kind of weird, but their notebooks are fantastic. Their paper is really, really nice. And I got this from Barnes & Noble. And it took a lot of abuse, and it held up very well. So, it's pretty... Oh dear. I lost track of my... There we are. Okay. So, stickers I got from moo.com. This is actually, it's not so much what it looks like from that angle, but this is the logo for my film. It's called Delta Phi, and so the triangle is Delta, and then Phi is represented by the swirl. I didn't make it. It was made by a very competent graphic designer. So here's my index here. Once again, I number the pages myself, and I don't go in order in the table of contents. I just add things as I go, so that if I need to find them, I got the page number there. Man, this thing is like a good... Honestly, it's probably 3 pounds, maybe more. Probably more than 3 pounds. It's really heavy. So I first started with naming conventions for all of my scenes. So I have these are my conventions. So I would start with the scene number. Is it part A or B? What take is it? And then what's the camera style? Is this the close-up or long shot, etc.? And then the B-roll has a different naming convention, so that way I knew where everything was. And let's see, just lots of post-production notes. And then and this is a very thorough way of doing things, and it's not the only way of doing things. It worked for me just because I had such a huge project that I had to keep track of these things over a longer period of time, and because I had to do all of the editing and stuff myself. Most films, I would not recommend you take such a lengthy process. Kind of depends on your personality. But here I have scene one. I would go through in the software and watch all of my takes one by one. So take one, and then this is I would put the highlights, like, oh, this is the take when the improv went really well, or whatever, right? So I have each take, and then I write down the color that I put it inside the editing software. So in Premiere Pro you can color your clips, so I could keep track of which clip was which when I was doing the edit, so that if I took part of take one and then I was editing in take three, and then I remembered, oh, there's something in take one that I want again, I just look here and I know it's the Caribbean color, and then I go and I pick it up. And then this is the beats for each scene, which is in the screenplay, but I added it again so that I have a guideline when I'm editing the scene together of where it needs to go, especially because I had to actually edit this movie out of order, which most films do get edited out of order because they get shot out of order. So helped me with that. And then I have this little checklist in the back, and I did this with every single scene, and then I'd have all these sticky notes, and most of them I tossed out because the notebook actually got too heavy, but worked out pretty well otherwise. Man, I get nostalgic just looking at this, honestly. It's been a while since I've edited a narrative film, and I miss it like crazy. I'm still applying for things, you know, grants, agencies, blah, 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 blah. Working to get discovered, baby. Let's see. There's scene two. I have shortcuts too, so princess character's a little crown, Delta's a little triangle. That way I can write faster. I was really trying to consolidate time. But this paper is great. It's just so smooth. I really like grid, personally, more than ruling. Grid works for me. Let's see here. I almost forgot to make a video today. I had so much going on. Okay. Scene 12. Okay, it looks like there's some blank pages there. And here we had more things for the... This is more stuff just for the edit. So these are notes just for putting the clips of the film together. That's it. That's all this is. And it's not even all of it. I mean, I had stuff all up over my studio wall, but it was helpful to have it all in one place. So every once in a while I could get feedback because I was still a student, so my peers were around and we tried to give each other feedback. I took notes on that. As you can see, the pages sound really nice too, which is awesome. So this journal lasted a little longer than my journals tend to, because it has something like 500 pages or something like that. But I still went through it pretty quickly, probably just because I was using it for production at the same time that I was doing all this other stuff. So I had all my promotional stuff here. And then of course now it hasn't made it into a lot of festivals, so hopefully in the next month I can get it some closed captioning, and I think Amazon is a good place for it. I think I'll just put it on Amazon. And let's see, there's more writing here. Lots of writing, lots of journaling, more notes, and just notes from studio, really. It was my last year in studio, so I just had a lot of notes. It's great. Oh, another checklist for Delta Phi. So that's it. It's got this very flexible cover, and this actually feels more like the old Moleskine cover used to feel. It's more flexible than that, but it's very soft. It's silky, but it has some kind of give to it. You can kind of see my nail going in there, so. But it held up really well. It had some creases in the binding. You can see them. And I used it for basically everything. But it held up. My phone keeps telling me my orientation is locked or messed up or something like that. Anyhow, but that's what I got for production. I would really like to make a series for you guys about the production notebook specifically, and how I actually use notebooks to guide film production, because I do. I really just use the notebooks as a way to structure it, and I keep one on set. I have one binder that I just keep on set. So I'd love to share that with you at some point if you feel like that's useful. So that's what I've got tonight. It's really late. I'm making these videos, if you can't tell, I'm making them by the skin of my teeth. I am so busy these days, and I'm hoping to get to a place where I can make a lot, maybe in batches, so you have quality content rolling out on a regular basis. That is a big ambition for me right now. And in the meantime, thank you for watching. You can always go to my website at shethewriter.com. You can follow me at shethewriter. You can find my ebook, Say You're Sorry, on Amazon. You can find my Patreon at patreon.com/ you guessed it, She the Writer. Thanks again. It's all connected, my friends.